Welcome to Style Masterclass, the podcast that teaches women to look stylish and feel confident so that they can show up ready to conquer and slay no matter what size they are. I'm your host, Miss J. You ready? Hello. Welcome back to the Style Masterclass Podcast. I'm your host, Miss J. I am a style coach for curvy women, and I am so excited that you made it your way here to watch today's video. Now, today's video is really inspired by a question that I got during the recent Style Clarity Challenge. One of the members was talking about the fact that she had a pair of shoes, I think boots specifically, that she loved, and she was not willing to part with them, even though they hurt her feet. And here's the funny thing, y'all. And I gave her this analogy, and I just thought it was too good to pass up and not share here. You know, if you had a friend that you were like, come out for coffee with me. I'm so excited to see you. You know, pumpkin everything, pumpkin latte season. Let's go to the cafe. I'm going to wear my cute little booties. I'm a scarf, even though it's like 100 degrees out. I'm a little hat. And it's just going to be amazing. So you get all dressed up to the nines and you go see this friend, and your friend's like, take off your shoes. You're like, okay. And you take off your shoes, and your friend proceeds to take out this little hammer and beat the shit out of your feet. And then grind the heels to get a really nice, really fantastic blister. And then, definitely like pinch your toenails. So those, the toenail beds kind of hurt. And it's like, okay, mission accomplished. Out. And they like walked off. You'd be like, what the hell? You're crazy. I don't mess with you anymore. Right? You'd like, this isn't a real friend. Like they would have no part in any like further dealings with you. In fact, you would make it a point to avoid them because they're crazy. See where I'm going here? It's a little hyperbolic, but I want you to really like let this sink in. There's so many of you that are keeping clothes that you know damn well don't fit you. Like they can't be your friend if they're hurting you. Remember, we take it back to that analogy, right? You are the leading lady in the movie of your life. Your clothes are there as supporting cast members. They're part of wardrobing. Each and every item of clothing, from your undies to your shoes, to the accessories you wear, they are all auditioning for you. Some of them are not going to make the cut. Some of them were the sidekick, roll dog homie that like went with you everywhere. And they were like, you thought they were your ride or die. And then life happened. Things change and they're no longer your ride or die. It's time to let them exit the movie. How do you love an item that hurts you? We're not talking about humans, right? Because there's a whole psychological process that's involved in that. We're talking about inanimate objects that can't love you back, that really can do nothing for you other than clothe your body, because that's your clothing's job. If it's hurting you, it's fallen down on the job. It's time to let it go. This episode is going to be titled, When Clothing Hurts. It's time to let it go, my friends. Whether it's a pair of undies that are no longer like fitting, they're just too tight and they hurt your belly. Let it go. That necklace that, maybe used to sort of dangle here, but as you've gained weight is more like a choker that's super uncomfortable. Can we let it go? Those boots that once served you well, your feet have grown and maybe you've developed bunions and you need a bigger toe box. Can you let it go? If they're hurting you, they're not serving you, and they no longer have a place in your life or your world. They no longer have a place in the movie. That cast member is going to get kicked out. We're going to write a death scene, something dramatic, and then let it move on. We can donate it and let it be a part of another gal's movie. Just no longer has a place in yours. Now, I know for some of you, you're like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready, Miss J. Move it from your line of sight. You hear me say that a million times. I'm going to say it again. If you're like, I really do love it. I have memories attached to this. Pry it from my cold, dead hands. Then just remove it from your line of sight. We don't need a little shame pile. We don't need it collecting dust. We don't need it taking up space. prime real estate where some other garment that actually serves you can go. Instead, we're going to be on purpose deliberate about, okay, we're just going to move this from line of sight. And then when you're ready at some future point in time, maybe we can think about moving it on. The other thing I want to offer all of you that I offered to this amazing gal who showed up to the Style Clarity Challenge like a boss and asked this brilliant question was, maybe there's something about it that you love. And it's kind of important to figure out what that is. So before we let it go, before we donate it or we move it out of our line of sight, it's good to ask, why do I love this? Is it that I have a memory attached to it? Well, the memory doesn't live in the shoe. It lives in my brain and in my heart. I can let the shoe go. Is it that I love the color of these boots, these shoes, fill in the blank item, right? Well, then that's something that's going to go on my shopping list. Is there something in particular that I love about the way these used to fit? I can include that on my shopping list. Did I feel a certain way when I wore these? Well, guess what? I get to create how I feel. I can let them go. What is it about these in particular that I'm so attached to? Because either that's going to inform my shopping list, or I'm going to have to remind that amazing brain of mine that I'm responsible for how I think and how I feel and how I remember things. No shoes required, no inanimate object required. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to get rid of any of your faux amis, your false friends, these not so good friends that are actually hurting you. Any item of your clothing that hurts you, it's time to let it go. No more clothing pain. It's not required for style. Second, I want you to ask yourself, what is it that you actually love about these things? Now, if it's a memory or a feeling, you get to generate those whenever you want, and we don't have to keep those shoes that don't fit. Or are there particular attributes of this thing that I could go find elsewhere in something in my current size? It'll inform my shopping list. All right, that's what I have for you today, y'all. If you are new to the podcast or you are new to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, boo. Especially if you're on YouTube. This is how more people like yourself get to find this content and enjoy it. If you are listening on Apple or Spotify, I don't want you to miss a single episode. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you are loving this content, I would definitely appreciate a review in the various places that you're watching. It means the world to me, and it helps other curvy, amazing, badass women find this content so they can change their life too. All right. Thank you so much. Until next time, Miss J out. Thank you for listening to today's episode. To learn more about how to work with me, go to judithgaton.com. Click on the Start Here button to get access to my free personal style class. I give you a quick style win, a confidence boost, and you walk away with the tools to start getting stylish. Who doesn't love that? See you there. Miss J out.